Hey there, viewers. Wanted to give you a look at the latest project. It's basically a clone of the Gerber Downrange Tomahawk. Here's a picture that I used, and here it is on Amazon. And the reason why I made my own, come on, focus. Well, it's not going to focus, but $203.64. About $200 more than I have right now. So I went ahead and made my own. Here it is. Now you'll see on the workbench the piece of steel that I cut it from. I have access to this high strength hardened steel that we use for armor plating. This is a junk piece that we had, and I went ahead and just kind of cut it out rough with the plasma cutter. Now this particular one here, almost 18 inches. It's a little different in size from the Gerber, which is almost 19 inches. So I use the old school trick of drawing some 1-inch squares here, and since I wanted to make it bigger, I drew 1.5-inch squares here. You can see them drawn on the piece of metal with a soapstone. So cut that baby out. Now the Gerber Downrange features a arrangement here for pulling nails, so I have that cut into the end here. Now the Gerber tool, if we were to look at the side view, this piece right here angles up a bit. Problem is that this steel does not bend, so it is a straight piece, and I just kind of cut a little nail pulling groove into there. On the Gerber Downrange right here is a hammerhead. Turn it on its side. It's about 3 times the width of the steel that's used in the Tomahawk itself. So what I did is I took cut the head off of a junk carpentry hammer that we had, and went ahead and welded that baby right onto the metal with our MIG welder here. Cut those grooves a little deeper. It's a little wider, but does the job. Now for the handhold, cut it with the plasma cutter and got it so that there's a good grip in there. My hand fits. It's a little tight when I'm wearing gloves. And as far as the edge is concerned, I didn't really worry too much about trying to do any annealing, since this is already heat treated steel. I just pretty much ground it to an edge. Now as far as the handle's concerned, that's just some red oak that I salvaged from a shipping pallet. And to fasten the handle, have these little babies, which are called grip certs, on the one side. Filed most of the head off as I was grinding down the wood. And on this side, just a hex head machine screw to hold on that wood. Finished it off with a little bit of good old Minwax, and even though this is red chestnut, I didn't stir it up because I didn't want to have too much of the red look. You can see what the red looks like right there, but able to keep it looking brown. So mine came out to about somewhere around 18 inches, and really good balance, good feel in the hand. I cut these grooves here because I found on another project that the smooth red oak was a little slippery, so kind of grooved it out. Certainly helps with the gripping. Now because this steel is so hard, I can't actually drill a hole. So like this hole, for example, here for what is going to be a lanyard, had to use a die grinder to grind a hole through, and did the same thing for these two here that are holding the wood to the handle. Now there's a little bit of tiny bit of gappage there between the wood and the metal. I had considered using some kind of glue, but I wanted to make sure that the wood was going to be able to expand and contract and wasn't going to split if it ever gets wet, which I'm sure it will. Now, what do we do for a scabbard? Well, I had originally started out with maybe using this piece of stainless steel to slip on, similar to the scabbard that comes with the actual Gerber, but then had some problems with that, didn't like it. So I looked around the shop and I found this little snap-on box, which was actually a box for some drill bits, and went ahead and gutted that and put some foam in, made some adjustments so that it nests in there nice and tight, and closes with a click. Now I had to figure out a way to keep it closed, so found this tourniquet that was expired. Use that as a Velcro strap. Can't see it here, but I kept the plastic piece and I riveted it on underneath the molly attachment here. Now I needed a way to attach it to my backpack or my belt, so we have these medical kits, which are all expired, which have the molly attachments on the back. So I just cut the back out of this one and used it over here. Had to make it a little smaller. The straps were a little too long. The whole thing was much wider than the back. It would have looked kind of dorky. But went ahead and riveted the straps and the whole holder on there. So now it straps on the backpack nicely. I'll go ahead and stop recording so I can do that. So I used some of this Krylon Ultra Flat Special Purpose Camouflage paint and painted up the whole affair. Here it is attached to the backpack, and my little compass rose with the skull here. You'll see that's a reoccurring theme in some of my other projects from Ultramarines, and there it is, ready to deploy. A lot less than $200, and made that in my spare time.